Well, we really came together today, man. People
Yeah,
from Ontario,
awesome. So we're here in
Calgary.
Edmonton at Sir Winston Churchill Square. And we kind of fooled Antifa because we went to one location this morning and then came to this other location, and Antifa don't know we're here. So we're here with just a bunch of patriots. So I'm going to go around introducing some of the people. Many of them I'm sure you already know. And we'll start with that guy.
What's up?
Joey D, folks. What do you got to say, Joey?
Oh, it's beautiful, to see everybody here to come together and standing up for our country and our rights and freedoms, and saying no to our treasonous government and their dangerous immigration policies, and trying to destroy everything that our ancestors built. And we're here to fight for our children's future and way of life. And we're not ashamed to say that we're against, Islam, or against globalization, or against the left and the Antifa and their scum communist ways, and we're ready to stand up.
That's awesome. We went out last night. We met Joey at one of the local hotels. We had a couple drinks. We had a really good time, a really awesome patriot get-together. And hey, where was Waldo? Good old Ryan, eh?
Ryan's hiding because he knows he's a bitch. He knows his mouth would end up on a curb getting stomped.
Yeah. So where's all the Ryan's support? I guess it's all here with us, C3. And here's another person that I'm sure everyone knows. This is Jesse James, aka Dallas Hills.
Yes.
One of my latest friends, an awesome patriot. And I'll tell you, people follow this guy, because this guy has a lot of information and he knows what he's talking about. What do you got to say, Jesse?
Well,
or Dallas, rather?
First, the most important thing in our country is that we have to understand that the country of Canada is de facto. It's been de facto since 1931. So how do we change this? To put the power where it's supposed to be, the people. We have to recognize the Constitution of Canada is de facto, the Corporation of Canada is de facto, and Canada Inc. is de facto. Every country, Alberta's a country, BC's a country, Saskatchewan's a country, Ontario's a country, etc., etc. We've got to get together, start our constitutional conventions in each of the countries, and put the power back to the people with a real constitution ratified by those people of that country. Once we do that, we've stopped the enslavement from the de facto corporation. Then Alberta has the greatest chance right now, because they already have a bank set up, the Alberta Treasury Fund. They can start using that immediately. I also want to look at the Independence Party of Alberta. They're saying the right things. They're going to try a political movement. It may work, it may not work, but out of the end, we're all still going to come together and realize one thing. The entire establishment has to go. The people have to be the authority. And how do we do that? That's becoming united, becoming educated, and understanding the method. So I'm asking you to reach out to families and friends. I'm saying go to your community. We're gonna help you do this. I want you to watch Duke Willis, Doug Force, The Myth of Canada. Also very important, the document is YouTube videos, Canada, a country without a constitution. Very important. Also recognize that the Bank of Canada is not here anymore. We have to reenact our Bank of Canada to print our money like it did for 75 years before Trudeau removed it. We also got to renegotiate what we want. Do we want to belong to the United Nations? Probably not. 100%. I don't want to. And most of the people understand we don't want to be there. The UN Pact's got to go. UN Migrant Pact's got to go. And all these trade deals that these governments have made illegally and lawfully, that's their issue, not ours. All the debt they've created, that's their debt, not ours. After we get this convention signed for Alberta to become a country, Saskatchewan, etc., they can have their fake debts. We'll be printing our money at 0% interest to our people, working and building a nation. That's the secret. The message is clear. We have to come together. It doesn't matter. There's no races here. We are just concerned citizens about our country and the future of our children and the generations after us. And that's about it. You can contact me, Jesse James. You can contact even you, Dan Bois. Contact Dan, Duke Willis. Take the message, learn it, understand it, and start teaching the same thing. Educated people have made this country. Educated people will save this country. That's all I have to say. Any questions, Dan?
Hey, you know what? All I got to say is that, you know what you just heard? You didn't hear no whining and complaining. You just heard a solution. And that's what we're asking people to do. Let's stop whining and complaining. We know what the issues are in Canada. Reach out to people like Jesse James who have solutions and answers. This is what the direction we got to head into, is actually looking for solutions and stop questioning and find some solutions, and let's move forward. So I strongly endorse Jesse James' message, and I strongly endorse the de jure government, and I strongly endorse the RIC. These are solutions. These are the directions that we have to move into. Do you have anything to say, sir?
I agree, man.
You agree? Well,
Yeah,
that, you know what?
I concur.
That's good. Your name?
My name's Cody Holler.
You're Cody.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Well, pleased to meet you, Cody. Dan Dubois.
you, Dan.
I think we're friends on Facebook.
I believe
I'm
so,
pretty
yeah.
sure we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, pleased to meet you.
Basically, it comes down to economic disparity.
Yeah.
And knowing why it is that way, and knowing that there's solutions to change things for everyone, to foster abundance, prosperity, and economic prosperity, instead of the economic disparity that we have under our current fiat financial systems, right?
Very well said. Yeah.
Regaining the control of our economic systems and being able to propel ourselves forward
Yeah.
instead of backwards, right?
Yeah. I'm just going to steal the show for 1 second. Yeah, you know what message I got to put out here?
Sure.
I agree with everything Jesse has said. I have one thing that I have a problem with. A little bit of history on Dan Dubois. I moved here in 1980 to 1985 because there was no work in Ontario. And thank God that there was another province that was part of Canada, this great country, that I could just drive a few thousand kilometers, get a job, and support myself. So as much as I understand and I totally empathize with Alberta, and I hear them when they say they want to separate, to me, I don't feel that it's the solution. I understand that the provinces could run independently under their own sovereignty, which is fine, but I still believe that we should stay part of this great country that we call Canada. You know what I've noticed around Chelmsford, where I live, a little small town? Alberta plates, like you have never seen before. And I'll tell you something, all the people around Sudbury are commenting. Have you noticed all the license plates from out west? We embrace this. You know why those plates are in Ontario? Because we have work in Ontario. And thank God that we have Albertans that are willing to travel to Ontario to support themselves and get a job. That's what being part of this great country gives us. It gives us the opportunity to travel and to move to different areas across this great vast land and support ourselves. So I believe that unity is the strength between the provinces, and it actually hurts me tremendously when I hear that these provinces want to separate. I lived here for 5 years, 1980 to 1985 in Edmonton. I've been driving around this great city and this great province for the last couple days, and I'm only reminded how much I love this area. I'm only reminded how much it was a great opportunity that I was afforded, that I was able to travel a few thousand kilometers across the country, find work, and support myself for 5 years, where I met some great Albertans that I've grown to love, and I still have some of these friends here today. So as much as I empathize with Alberta, and I totally understand, I believe the solution is to replace this government and put a government in power that will actually endorse the provinces that are the major contributors and supporters to this great country. Separating from Canada, I don't like the idea. I like the idea, let's replace the government and let's get Alberta back to work. I haven't heard anybody in Alberta ask for handouts. Alberta wants to go back to work. And if we put Alberta back to work, it helps all of Canada. So, you know, it's the power and the strength is in the unity across the country. So with that said, I can tell Jesse wants to add to that. So I'm just going to turn the camera around and I'm going to let Jesse give us his 5 cents. Hang on. Oh, hang on there, Jesse. I just want to make sure that... Okay, you're back on, Jesse.
To understand this, we're not married to Canada. Can't get a divorce. The nations were built to be total sovereign nations. And the reason they're built that way, BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northern Territories, the Yukon, Ontario, PEI, they were designed that each of these countries work together in unity. But the authority had to stay in each province. That was very important. That protected the sovereignties of each of the nations. Now we have a de facto Ottawa who has unlawfully enslaved all the provinces through corruption, through illegal activities. That's the reason we're not separating. We already are separate nations, but we're nations that work together. That's the big difference. The only way you can stop this corruption is Ottawa has to go, and the sovereign provinces will negotiate with each other like they did for years. This only started in 1931, and after 1931, they created a letter of patent, Mackenzie King did, which was fraud. And ever that day on, we've been de facto. So we have an unlawful government that's enslaving the people by changing the rules whenever they want, with a fake constitution that they can twist, bend. That's why, watch the video, Canada, a country without a constitution. Get some say with this? Yeah. Let Cody fill this.
Okay, you know, I'm just going to address a comment here, because you know what, I address all comments, and I'm not taking sides or anything. Yeah. But John Bourassa you know who John Bourassa is? He just commented, "This Jesse guy plagiarized my work. Stop him, Dan." Do you know Jesse, or I mean, do you know John Bourassa, or what he's speaking of, or?
I think I know him.
Okay, John Bourassa is actually a C3 member.
Yeah.
He's an Ontario member, lives in Southern Ontario. Smart guy.
Yeah.
He is a smart guy.
Like I said, we have a lot of educated people that know what's going on. Come on, we built this nation.
Here's my comment to that.
Yeah,
okay?
sure.
I got a comment
yes,
to that.
yes,
there's
please,
information
Cody.
out there, and I believe that all of the information should be shared freely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because really it doesn't come down to any one of us. It comes down to all of us.
That's right.
And it isn't, oh, he stole my work, and oh, I found this. It's, hey, we have this information. Let's put it together, and let's do something productive with it.
Sure.
It doesn't matter, you know, if you're looking for credit, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Because that's not what this is about.
I just wanted to answer your question, or address your comment, rather, John. I don't know if you've ever had issues with Jesse or whatever. I really don't know what you're talking about the plagiarizing thing, but I'll tell you something, John. I've actually befriended Jesse in the last few weeks, and he's a pretty smart individual, and he's a pretty informed individual, and I think that he's actually headed in the right direction. Maybe, John, reach out to Jesse and try to come to a solution if you feel that he's misquoted something that you might have said or whatever. I really don't know what the issues are, but I would like to see you, John, reach out to Jesse. Jesse's a very, to me anyway, seems like a very empathetic, very, I'm going to turn this around, seems like a very empathetic, very easygoing guy. He's on our side, John, I can assure you that. Reach out to Jesse and talk to the guy. You know,
most of my information comes from an ex-vet named Dennis Shaw. He's with the BC Refederation Party. He started in the year 2000. He was the very first person. He's a Nanaimo teacher. Another man was Bill Abram. He was a Nanaimo teacher. He taught me about the Bank of Canada, which was complete fraud. And Dennis Shaw and Terry Hand with the BC Refederation Party started direct democracy to implement three things: remove them, build a constitution in British Columbia, and negotiate with Ottawa what rights they would have. They would have no more rights. And that started back with the BC Refederation Party right up to 2010, 2011. And Dennis Shaw passed away in 2012. So you can watch the documentary or video of Dennis Shaw, Canada, a country without a constitution. There's been numerous people that have the information. Bob Renner. This information is available for anybody to have. Doug Force has amazing information, The Myth of Canada. This information is being readily given out to everybody. Another one is Whole Canada. Fantastic. You gotta read it. There's also Call. He was an MP, and he also questioned the fact that Canada has no constitution, that the government is de facto. They put the publications, they banned the publications of Canada because the more the Canadians across this nation, every nation figured out the truth, it would end this corrupt, unlawful Canada incorporation. And that's the bottom line. The provinces have to get back to what they were as nations, countries, and once that's done, they can build their own constitution. They can base it on the Republic Constitution of the states, not the DC Constitution, but the Republic Constitution gives you property rights, human rights, sovereignty law, natural law, not corporate law. And first and foremost, the most important thing is this: we, the human beings, are going to be real, sovereign people. This fiction that they created up that corporations are equal to a person is a total lie, and it has to go. Correct, Cody?
I agree.
You know,
also, to comment on people's reluctance to want to form constitutional republics in each province, that isn't to negate unity. I think that's a big misconception that needs to be addressed. I mean, just because we have the ability to form our own constitutional republics within each province doesn't negate our ability to work together as a whole, as a nation, right? I don't think that our federal government should have as much control as it does in this day and age, but I mean, there's definitely a place for some type of federal government or a unified government between the provinces, right?
I believe that in a smaller federal government, I believe in a much smaller federal government. I believe that the federal government should get less power, and I do believe that the provinces should be given more power and should have the authority, well, actually they do, but should start taking the authority of conducting themselves. An answer to the feds for very limited policies, because the feds can make laws and stuff, and if they're good laws, they can be supported by the provinces. But as far as telling one province that you're going to pay for all these other provinces and stuff, and draining one province to support other provinces, that's what's hurting these Albertans. Listen, it's no secret. We all know Alberta is probably 1/3 of the supporting capacity behind this great country. You know, it is the way it is. But fact of the matter is, let's remember that that's the way it's been for the last 10 years, 20 years maybe. But we're coming into a new age, and you never know. Alberta might be relying on other provinces in the very near future. If we do away with one of their major things, which is oil, and we go green, and we're seeing it happen, like it or not, electric cars and what have you. And by the way, electric cars there, you know, when those batteries are done, they become a real big detriment to the environment. What do you do with all these batteries? So if you think that electricity is the answer, in my opinion, it ain't. But that's another discussion altogether.
Another thing I'd like to add, Dan, is this. In the Constitution, the Republic Constitution, we're not going to have parties. Individuals in their own selected areas will be elected or hired to do their job. And if they don't do their job, they'll be fired.
Yeah.
This system, if these guys get in, and once they get in, they can turn their back on you. They can lie to you. There's no accountability. Without accountability, we have nothing. And right now, we are losing every single country in this de facto corporation through theft, lies, UN Pact, migration, uncaring. These people don't work for us. They work for the Bilderberg Group. Do your research on them.
Yes.
The bottom line is...
Yes, do your research on the Bilderberg Group,
It's such a
folks.
simple method to put the people in power once and for all, get the Constitution, and you can put direct democracy into the Constitution so the Constitution can never be changed unless the people want to make amendments to it. That's very important. So it has to be ratified by the people. Once that foundation's made, that's it. They can't change it. Right now, this B&A Act, they pose off the Constitution. So here's an idea. Since the Queen of England, Trudeau got the Queen of England to sign that we have a 1982 Constitution, the Queen of England's de facto. The de facto government's de facto. So we can get Montana governor, which the United States, each state is a country in the Union of the United States. We can get a governor in Montana or Idaho to sign off that we want to take our sovereign rights back. We can get Putin to do it. We can maybe send Trump a letter and do the same thing. All we have to do is be recognized. We don't have to ask for permission. All we have to do is be recognized. And other countries have done this in the past. It's our time. It's our turn to become what we're supposed to be. Prosperous, caring, and have a government that actually works for the people, not against the people. And that's the bottom line.
One of the biggest
Well,
fears
to get a government that works for the people, it has to be a government by the people.
That's right.
I believe it starts right there.
And I think one of the biggest fears that,
Sorry.
that a lot of the other provinces are facing for what we're trying to do here is the fact that we have supported and been a lot of the support for Canada as a whole. But people need to understand, without our fiat economic driven system, that scarcity is a myth. It really is. Scarcity, our ability to be prosperous is only restricted by that. If we can get rid of that, we can create whatever we want. Honestly, we're only limited by our imaginations and our will to see it through. This nation that we call Canada is one of the world's largest nations with the most abundant natural resources. Okay, we have the resources, the natural resources, we have the human resources. We have the technology, we have the scientists, we have all the people that we need to see this through, So basically there is no reason to be afraid. If we all become our own constitutional republics, that isn't going to take away from anyone else. I mean, we have the ability to create whatever we want, legitimately.
That's well said. That's well said. I want to show everybody, because I'm getting asked here. There he is, guys. There's Roger. Yeah, this Patriot made 2,000 kilometer or 2,900 kilometer drive in the truck to be here supporting Alberta and C3. Okay, guys? And it's no easy task for this man. This is a really difficult thing to be sitting in that truck for hours and hours and hours. So, I can see people already are glad to see that Roger made it here. And through great effort and great sacrifice, I might add, did Roger make it out here today. So if any of you are out there and you haven't refriended Roger, he's under a new account called Raw Dog Roger Rowan. And I encourage everybody to friend Roger because he's a big part of C3, as you can plainly see here today, fully endorsing the group and making a big sacrifice and driving across Canada with us. I love this man like a brother that I've never had. I was telling him this morning, I really care for this individual, and that's what's the great thing about joining these groups. We've become awesome friends through these trials and tribulations. You got anything you want to say to Canada, Roger?
Good luck.
You know what? There's a sentiment that I gotta admit is probably pretty popular at this time in Canada. Because when you see Antifa and the low IQ that's running rampant in this country, we have issues. We got ran off by 300. You can't get patriots to rallies. You can't get patriots here. But God forbid, I bet you if I go to the hockey game tonight, thousands and thousands of people. I'll tell you something else. I bet you I asked those people what's going on in Canada. Big majority doesn't have a clue. The other big part of the population will endorse the wrong side because they think everything's all good. So like Jesse said, it's up to us as individuals to reach out to friends and family and share the awareness that it's not all good in Canada. And if you don't get off the couch shortly, you'll never be able to get off the couch. You're going to be stuck there. You're going to be stuck in your homes. Trudeau has no problem telling the population that we should be riding the bus, while he's running around the country in a private jet. He's probably got the biggest pollution footprint of any Canadian in the entire country. And he's the guy, the hypocrite, that's out there telling you to diminish your footprint. And he's the guy out there running around in private jets, limousines, and what have you. But he wants you to ride the bus, So if you don't see the issues, Canadians, you better start seeing the issues, because pretty soon, you like that couch, you're going to be stuck there. I'm just going to go around and I'm going to meet some other fine patriots that are here. I want to show you who's all here. Look at that. What a nice hat. That's Darlene, Dallas's wife. Okay, I'm just going to take a short walk. I love doing this part, meeting all the patriots.
How's it going? Derek from BC.
Derek.
Northern Guard.
Northern Guard, let's see your... There you go.
Hello,
Yeah.
people.
Derek's the Northern Guard from BC.
President. Yeah.
BC provincial
You
president?
betcha, sir.
So you drove all the way out here from BC to
Yeah,
endorse
we
this
came
road?
out. Yeah, we came out Friday. Myself,
That's-
my VP right over there, Davey Jones.
I'm going to go around and
Yeah.
meet everybody.
Yeah,
That's what Canadians have to start doing. Get
You're
up
right.
off the couch.
you're right. Travel a few miles.
Well, Canadians far and wide,
Right on.
thank you
You betcha, sir.
for your presence and your endorsement.
Thank you, sir.
We've already talked to Joey and we'll give him another opportunity later. Your name?
Adam Stevenson, Edmonton.
Adam and I have been communicating for how long on Facebook? Good year, eh?
Yeah, over a year.
Over a year. And I finally get to meet this guy, fine patriot. Look at, okay, Canadian flag, takes time out of his busy life to come out here and support this fine movement. Canadians, this is what you got to start doing. You got anything you want to say to the C3 guys? You're on C3 Live.
Get married, make babies, create traditional families, and end abortion.
You know
Our
what?
future depends on it.
First guy to say that, but hey, pretty important stuff. Awesome. That's good you bring that up. Nobody else brings that stuff up. That's good, and you're absolutely right.
Amen.
Instead of bringing in immigrants, maybe our government should encourage Canadians to have more kids. There was a time when you were paid to have children, eh? Quebec still does, I think, get $2,000 when a child is born. Yeah, so that's what should be happening. I mean, if they got all this money to support everybody around the world and they say we need higher population, why not pay to populate Canadians with Canadians, eh?
Have babies, have more babies, you know, take the funding from one place and, you know, give bigger baby bonuses to the citizens. I bet you would have pretty big families and be able to sustain our own population.
Exactly. And tell us you can't afford it if we can give billions to people who hate us around the world. Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah, respect.
Bill, it was a pleasure meeting you. Fine patriot, and I'll talk to you again.
Protect your neck.
Yeah. Jeff,
Hey, how you doing?
do you have a second?
Yeah, give me a second.
All right.
Take a picture too.
Okay.
Joy, you want to do this?
That's Jeff Sharp. I don't know if many of you probably have him on Facebook. Oh, this is a good deal. Northern Guard guys. Good showing.
Get all the groups together, that way we know we're united too, eh? Okay.
Yeah, all the groups we just hate each other, eh? Isn't that unreal? That's what they say. All the groups are always fighting. Yeah. It's funny that we all get together at rallies.
Hey, everybody come in.
Hey. All right. I'm going to leave it on live while we're doing this. Look at this guy. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Hey, who's that guy? Traveled 2,900 kilometers to meet this guy.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Win they. Love this gentleman. Love you, bro. Okay.
Are you on live right now?
Yeah, we're on live. Bud.
Okay.
Yeah. You got anything you want to say real quick?
Well, we got a good turnout today. We were on White Ave. It's in front of Rachel Notley's office. We confronted like a whole bunch of Antifa. You know, we exchanged a few words. You know, we talked to them.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. That's,
We talked to them.
here,
They
I'll
talked
get on
to
this
us.
side. Okay, go ahead.
They're not, those kids, they're not willing to listen to us. Those people, you know, you can say a lot of them like being paid to be there, disrupt our rally. So our rally went okay, which is a good thing. No one got hurt. And then we okay. Right now, a whole bunch of our patriots taking group photos right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Face that way. You can.
Yeah.
Well, I'll. There you go. There you go. I'm gonna film. I'm gonna film the page.
Oh, there's a bike up.
Awesome. Nice dog. Yeah. So that's a great message, Win. And yeah, we made it out to White Avenue just as everybody was clearing out. They're actually going to hit, looks like 3 locations today, eh?
Yeah.
They were on White Avenue at the it was Rachel Notley's office, eh?
Yeah.
So they were on White Avenue at Rachel Notley's office.
Yeah.
Then now we're at Sir Winston Churchill Square.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go to the Legislative Building, right?
Yeah.
These guys do it right, okay? Alberta doesn't fool around. They're not going to hit just one spot. They're going to hit 3 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks, man.
You know what?
You wanted to chat?
Yeah. Yes, Jeff Sharp. I don't know if any of you guys have Jeff on your Facebook accounts, but if you don't, you better add him. You got anything to say to the C3 Patriots and to the Patriots across Canada?
Yeah, stand up for freedoms and free speech. George Soros hate groups, Antifa, well, obviously they're paid by George Soros. They're international bankers. They work with Trudeau. They're nothing but a criminal cabal, and all they wanted to do is exploit Canada like they have the rest of the nations. You know, Canada's going to stand up for freedom and democracy. So, time for Canadians to unite and stand for their freedom and hold these corrupt politicians accountable and say no to Soros hate groups, Antifa. Stay strong, Canada.
Awesome, awesome. Great message from Jeff. You know, we traveled all the way out here to meet these guys. And I'm really happy that we got to. And it was a great showing. The groups are all here. I'm going to...
We were at the legislative fucking like 318. We were fucking flipping. Like we're not even at the building. We're way down across the road, blocks away, and all we could hear is them screaming like a fucking riot over there. We don't even know what they were yelling at.
That was like that Friday night when
they're all there right now. Just fucking.
There was like 10 of us there.
Well,
and they rolled in 300 of them.
They all
like,
thought we were going there.
Huh?
The 5 asked us earlier where we were heading. We're like,
the greatest thing is that we can drive, they don't have vehicles.
Yeah.
George didn't send me any vehicles and fly them in, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they crawled out of their parents' basements, took the bus, and come out here to harass good patriots.
How you doing, Dan?
Hey, how's it going, brother? You're on the C3 live page right now.
Right on.
You want to introduce yourself and stuff?
SOO Heathen Steven.
Heathen Steven.
Finland approved.
Awesome. And they say that the groups don't endorse each other, right? WCAI, Sioux, the C3, Sioux is Soldiers of Odin. Is there any wolves? Did the wolves make it out today?
No.
No? Whitney represents the boar. They're here. Okay, so we're taking more pictures. You're all live. You're all live on the C3 page. These are the Alberta Patriots. My new friends and my new family. We're gonna burn the battery today, telling you. I'm burning the battery today.
I got mine, Dan.
All right, I'll come and hide in the back here. Look at all these awesome Patriots. Call this Patriot Row.
Come right in the middle. I love something too, but it's not exactly here. What else are you choosing red beer? Fuck Trudeau! Hey, you gotta thank Trudeau. He brought us all together now. We're uniting. How about the Trudeau salute?
Yeah.
So salute him.
Perfect, I think I got
Are you guys sticking around? Are you going to be around tomorrow?
I don't know if we're going to be around tomorrow or not. So
Hit me up.
I'm gonna intrude on your conversation. You want to introduce yourself?
My name is William Crowdy, and I'm one of the original Patriots. We're here to fucking kick ass and take fucking names, bud.
Hello, Ontario. We love you all.
It's C3 Cross Canada. You're on live right now on the page. Yeah, so I've known this gentleman for a while. We've been Facebook friends for a year, I'd say, eh? More, eh? It's probably even more than a year. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, I'll tell you, it's about uniting, and it was great that the East is out here meeting the West. Like, look how strong these guys are. Check this out.
Calgary.
You're a Calgary guy? Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Out here in Edmonton.
Awesome. You want to give us your name and stuff?
I'm Albert from Soldiers Open, Calgary, Finland approved.
Awesome. Awesome.
This is the precursor to all the patriot groups taking that ego shit and chucking it out the window and coming together and working towards a greater cause.
Did you hear that? Yeah? Don't listen to the propaganda when you hear the bullshit that groups don't unite and that we don't endorse each other. That's crap. You know what? We are united. We do endorse each other because at the end of the day, we're all on the same page. Oh, look at our finest over there. Let's see if I can zoom.
See you later, Dan.
Yeah, all right. We'll see you, Will.
See you later. Take care.
There's our finest over there. I don't know if you can see him.
Taking pictures, that's all.
Okay, hang on.
I like taking the logos, guys. Don't mind me. Central Alberta. So what area would you consider yourself to be part of?
I'm in between Edmonton and Calgary.
So Lacombe area is your area type thing?
Red Deer.
Red Deer. Okay, I guess, yeah, Red Deer's the bigger center, eh? Yeah, Lacombe's kind of small. We went through Red Deer actually, yeah, it was yesterday. And Rob lived there for years and couldn't recognize the place. Hadn't been there in 30 years. It's really, really grown. I used to live here back out in 1980 to 85. Okay. You from Surrey?
Yeah, I moved out here 89.
Awesome. Oh, you've been here a long time. I lived here 1980 to 85. And then I went back to Ontario.
I was born in Newmarket, Ontario.
Oh, yeah? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. And we appreciate the support. The groups are uniting. Yeah, okay. I guess we're marching down to the legislative building. So Joey, I think, has got something to say, so we'll see what Joey's doing over here.
Take it away, Mr. Giuseppe.
151 years our country, Canada, has been in existence, where it was founded by our great European ancestors. Those of you with your heads in the sand, in your multicultural utopia, celebrating diversity and thinking everything is just hunky-dory, you need to believe me when I tell you that this year, 2019, the fight for our existence will be more intense than the past 151 years combined. The way I see it, our current immigration situation is similar to a weak liberal man that's being cuckolded by his wife. Her infidelity is
only
by
Joey
saying,
comes up with
well,
these
we
words.
can't sustain our marriage on our own, so we have to bring others in. You just put your head down and smile and call it the tolerant Canadian way as you watch your wife have more and more kids of all different colors that are not yours, as your bloodline slowly fades into non-existence. Oh, by the way, you're paying for all this with the money that you work for, paying the expenses of raising your wife's love babies. From the rumors I've heard, Edmonton Antifa member Rickwell can totally relate to this. But back to this self-destruction in immigration system. I'll tell you how it all came about. You will hear liberals justify the destruction of our sovereignty via the flooding of our country with sewage by saying Canada has always been multicultural and open to everyone. But that's not the case at all. For the first 121 years of Canada's existence, which many smart people consider to be the golden old days, we chose who came here. Only the best and brightest from European countries, and maybe some from Asia and India, were allowed to come here. third world riffraff and undesirables were kept out. This system was what made Canada thrive and become the great country that it is today. Then, in 1988, none other than Pierre Trudeau signed an open immigration pact with the UN, which made us officially multicultural and made it so that we had to take undesirables too, and not just quality immigrants anymore. They have spent the last 30 years drilling it into our heads that this is the Canadian way, and that it's always been, but that is simply not true. That's what has gotten us to the catastrophic mess that we're in now. They'll tell you that we are all immigrants, and saying that the European and Asian immigrants that came here without asking for a dime and worked their asses off for everything they got and learned English and didn't try to change our culture and traditions are the exact same as the parasites that Justin Trudeau is bringing here now. It's like spitting on every single hard-working immigrant who's come here the past 151 years. It's like for the first 121 years, we're eating top-of-the-line vanilla ice cream. Then, all of a sudden, we're being force-fed raw sewage and being told that it's just the same as the vanilla ice cream that we've been eating all along, and we're just racist and intolerant for noticing the drastic difference. Canada is a free country, an open country where all people can practice their religion freely. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but when the freedom of practice religion loophole was created by our founding forefathers, I don't think people coming here wearing bedsheets and curtains for clothing and covering their face at citizenship ceremonies and beheading people and raping little girls was exactly what they had in mind. Anybody with half a brain would know they did the freedom of practice religion thing to avoid Catholics and Protestants killing each other, which was a major problem in other Commonwealth countries at the time, like Ireland, for example. So let me make something clear. Any religion that promotes molestation of children and the abuse of women is not welcome in Canada, and I don't care what our Charter of Rights says. Somehow, every single white person in the world is responsible for what happened to the natives and blacks hundreds of years ago, yet not one single terrorist on this earth is responsible for the terrorist attacks and mass rapes happening all over the world right now, present day. That's liberal logic 101. Unless you're First Nations, you don't have the right to complain about the immigrants that come here. We have to pay restitution forever and ever to compensate for our ancestors winning a war in an era where it was normal to conquer weaker regimes and colonize that land. We aren't allowed to have pride in our race because of this. We're the only ones who showed mercy, and now it's biting us in the ass. Ever heard of the Spanish Inquisition? The Spaniards did a complete genocide on the Aztecs and the Ecuadorians, yet nobody is saying the Spanish aren't allowed to celebrate their heritage. Hard-working Mexicans aren't having to pay taxes off their checks to pay restitution for what their ancestors did. In Turkey, the Turks did a complete genocide.
This is Monica, C3 Alberta. Yeah, we're on live there. Yeah, I got your hoodie.
In the United States, they showed zero mercy and almost wiped them all out. Yeah, you don't hear a peep about that. And they don't have a platform in the States to try and stop our pipelines. It's not given the time of day, nor should it. But here in Canada, they see how soft we are, and they keep pushing and pushing for more. It's the old saying, nice guys finish last, rings so true in this particular situation. We're being told that our rich British and French culture that founded this country are not to be celebrated or given any credit whatsoever, and instead we have to have some kind of shit mix of everything with no culture, no nothing. It's just